Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Wealth of Patience. My name is Angad Gujral and my goal is to create a community of individuals who are passionate about building long-term wealth. In today's episode, I will be talking about young hustlers who want to make a quick buck. We live in a day and age where everybody's out there just trying to make a quick buck, a quick flip, without putting in the work, without putting in the skill that's necessary to make the money. I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I want to talk about people who are actually putting in a lot of hard work and some ingenious ideas that I've seen around the streets of Toronto, New Brunswick, and the multitude of provinces that I've had the pleasure of being in over the summer, and just seeing some of the creative ideas I've seen by different people trying to make money. So let's get right into the episode. First of all, so I understand human psychology, and I think everyone understands human psychology to the point of everybody or most people like to make a quick buck. But if you delve deeper into why that is, why do people want to make money without putting in the hard work or putting in the hard skill, it's because money gives you a certain amount of freedom, and you want that amount of freedom without putting in the least work, right? It's like you want to have a large amount of output with a minimal input. And most people are semi-conscious or quite conscious and know that, especially people that are more financially literate, they're more conscious and know that hard work does not necessarily translate into monetary success. Construction workers, I've said this time and time again, I think construction workers are one of the hardest working people on the planet. And are they paid well? Yes. But are they paid the highest? No. Do they put in one of the hardest amount of physical work? Absolutely. They're in the snow, in the heat, out there late at night working with their physical labor. So I think construction workers are some of the hardest working people out there. I was helping my sister move, and we were struggling to like put together a cupboard. So I just I know the amount of hard work that it takes to for a construction work, and having worked as a in the construction industry for a little bit, I can definitely attest to that. But the problem is they're not one of the highest paid people on earth. Do they get paid well? Yes, but they're not the highest paid people. Some of the highest paid people on earth are often putting the least amount of physical work. Whether that is Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, any of these people, Donald Trump, they don't really use their hands or their physical labor work to make money. They use their mental power and strategies and long-term thinking and calculated risk management investments to get to that point, right? So how can we get rich quick? And that's where people get wrong. They think the objective is to get rich quick, but the problem is that's not your goal. Your goal should be to grow wealthy slow rather than get rich quick. And that's why my podcast is called Wealth of Patience, right? We live in an era of a get rich quick society. And what I mean by that is everything that you see in terms of people losing a lot of money trading or getting into crypto trading, day trading. Day trading depends on how you do it. Crypto trading too depends on how you do it. But a lot of the ways you see people using Reddit investors, all of this stuff, like it directly translates to people wanting to make a quick buck at a short period of time, right? Here's what the issue with that is. Building wealth is a long-term game. It takes years and years to build true wealth. And you can't get rich quick. That does not exist on earth. Yes, you can have investments that go good, but if you're not smart with your money, that money's going to go to zero really quick. So it takes a really long time to get wealthy. And I feel almost a little bit bad at people that are trying to get rich quick. And I see this, for example, at an arcade game. I think arcade games are a pretty good proposition of that. I was recently at the CNE with one of my friends, one of my closest friends, and I just saw people taking or gambling, not gambling money, but their statistics of a shot going in were almost negligent, and they were still gambling like $10, $20 for a shot, or $20 for a attempt at making it in. And if they win like $100 or a big stuffy toy that's worth way more than $10 and any of that. If you're doing it for fun, that's completely fine. But if you're doing it because because you think you're going to win, that's where you go low. That's where you go bad, right? Because the stats are against your favor. If the odds are against your favor, even if the reward is high, if the risk is extremely high and the reward is high, if the risk is higher than the reward, then it's not worth it. It's literally not worth it, statistically speaking. So if I see 100 people take a shot and only like 7 of them go in, I have a 7% chance of making that shot in. Statistically, that's a very low possibility. But people still take that bet, give that $10, and they're more emotional about it, and they think, oh, it doesn't matter what the person before me or the person after me did it. This is where it goes wrong, right? It's when you want to get rich quick and you don't really think about it. And this now ties into the hard work, ingenious idea that I saw. So I saw this as I was walking down Young Dundas Square in downtown Toronto near Nathan Phillips. No, not Nathan Phillips. Young Dundas Square, like this intersection. And I see a guy posted outside Eden Center with a big setup, and it said pay $10 and hang for 100 seconds and you win $100. And it sounded really catchy. Pay $10, hang for 100 seconds, win $100. So 10x your money. People just see the 10xing your money thing, and they don't really think about the probability of them being able to hang 100 seconds. I saw in front of my eyes within, I think, 10 minutes of being there, 5 minutes or 10 minutes of being there, literally 4 attempts. I think I was within 10 minutes of being there, like 4 attempts. That's about $40 in 10 minutes. It was probably less than 10 minutes too. But yeah, like if you think about it, he probably made like a couple $100 an hour just off that, which is way more than any accountant, any lawyer, anything like that $300 an hour or $400 an hour is absolutely insane. And the way he was able to do that is because he was exploiting the human mechanism that we have of wanting to get rich, wanting to just make a quick buck in a short period of time. And people don't often overestimate their skill because of the expectation of a reward. So when there's a reward in place, people can often overestimate how capable they really are of achieving what is needed to set out to achieve. And honestly, I respect the hustle. I respect the guy for exploiting that in people when he knows that people are gonna fall for it. Casinos do this all the time. They know people want to gamble and make money. I think casino owners, I don't know how ethical they are, but I think casino owners are one of the smartest people on earth, because they're able to capitalize on the basic primal instinct of humans, especially I would say guys, but obviously all humans, and that is to make money or make more money with less money, especially in a short period of time, not investing and you're waiting 5 years or a couple years. This is a very short period of time where you're making money in a couple minutes. Casinos are huge, like, because the casino business is amazing, or not amazing, but massive. And the entire gambling business, I honestly don't think it's very ethical, and I think it should be illegal in a lot of places, but that's a discussion for another day. At the end of the day, it does exist. And yeah, just capitalizing on that human nature is pretty sad to see, honestly, when you see someone lose large amounts of money. But also, it is extremely important as a person to know that building wealth takes time, and getting rich quick is not the answer. Um, and again, now I want to talk about another example that I saw of true hard work and someone who was actually able to put in the work to gain money. This is a lot more work than the guy who's just standing there with the pull-up stand, who is like offering people to pay $10 to hang for 100 seconds on the pull-up stand. This happened in New Brunswick. So I was at New Brunswick just visiting my dad. During the summer, I walked down this river, and it's so beautiful. I just walked down it, and I run into this guy, and he smiles at me, and I see him riding a cycle with a stand, and it says Pop Cycles. And he had a little freezer in the front of the cycle, and I'm guessing he was selling popsicles on a bicycle. And it was an extremely hot day, on the bridge and on the riverfront trail, right? So I just found it super genius that for him to even think of the idea called popsicles from the word popsicles. Like, I just found it super genius, and his stand and his little cycle and everything looked really appealing and made me want to like look at it. So I really respect people such as that, where they're able to put in the work and come up with a genius or creative idea to enact that, rather than people who are trying to like make a quick buck by doing some like not shady stuff, but like gambling or just betting on things or playing poker and any of that. Um, so no, I would really encourage people to not fall for get rich quick schemes, and this is being exposed at a multi-level now with multi-level marketing or network marketing, where you have someone referring something else to somebody else, and then they're selling products, and then they get commission off those products, and then you refer those to the other people, and then you have like this whole pyramid scheme of people trying to refer a product, but the product actually isn't like the money is just the money that you're getting is straight up from other people, and you're not actually generating any revenue. There's a lot of different types of multi-level marketing schemes, network marketing schemes, all of that, which translate into oftentimes, but not always, pyramid schemes. Um, but yeah, I think as human society or as a human race, if we get more conscious of the type of like of the type of things that we fall for, or the type of like just be more conscious to whether there's a scam going on, and being more conscious as to where you're putting your money or putting your time towards, because everybody out there is there to get your money, and it's up to you to preserve it and use it in a beneficial manner, which is good towards you and your family and your generations to come. So I just want to end it off by saying, please be wary of get rich quick scams, and understand that young hustlers want to make a quick buck. Don't fall for that, and don't become a young hustler yourself. I think some people might condone that, but I'm pretty against just scamming people out of their money or just fooling people out of money. So I would definitely like not support that. I think being hardworking, but also being like a little bit street smart, like the guy who had the pull-up stand. He was pretty obvious. He was pretty straight up about pay $10, do this, and you win, right? There wasn't any scam or any sketchiness going on. In arcade games, there's oftentimes sketchiness where there's games that are almost impossible to win. And I've seen this time and time again, but there's games that are literally impossible to win, whether the basketball game and the rims messed up or the rims tilted or the ball can't like get in. There's all kinds of like scams that go on, but it's really important to just be mindful and understand that getting rich quick does not happen unless you win the lottery, and even then you're gonna lose it pretty quick. But building wealth takes a really long time, and it's important to create systems where you're able to build wealth long term. And I've given plenty of examples throughout, and I will continue to give plenty of examples in my upcoming podcasts as to how you can grow wealth long term. And that's it from my end. I hope you really like listening to this podcast. And I'll see you next week where I'll be talking about minimalism, most likely, or an episode with Daniel. That's it for me. Thank you for listening. This is Angad Gujral from Wealth of Patience.